Good morning to the Twin Saults, Chippewa, and Algoma. Thank you very much for joining us this morning for a special report for Tuesday, September the 29th, brought to you by KC Securities. I'm Chris Oldcorn, and I am here with...
Daniel Pratt. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Yes.
Wow. We have just gone online on Facebook, and we have 14 shares of the morning show already. Wow. So, thank you very much to everyone who's already shared the show. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
You can go to Facebook, our Sue Online Facebook page, and then click on the video, and you can watch us live through there and also interact with us when we're live on the air as well. And now we're up to 16 shares. So, thank you very much to everybody that does that, because then it goes out and other people know about the show.
Especially when they do that right away.
Especially when they do it right at the beginning. That's awesome. So, thank you very much to everyone that does that. We normally get about 20 to 30 shares per show, so we're doing good right off the top today. Good morning to Colette. She has just posted in the chat. Colette will be coming back next week when we relaunch First Local. So the morning show next week will be Daniel, myself, and Colette. So make sure you tune in next Monday for that. This is the last week of Special Report. So it's a special week for Special Report because it's a special week because it's the last week.
That's right. A lot of specials.
And if you can follow that, congratulations. Speaking of following things, we follow Doug Ford every single day at 1 p.m. Normally. And he will be there at 1 p.m. today from Queen's Park. Today he's joined by Christine Elliott, who's Deputy Premier and also Minister of Health, as well as Dr. Marilee Fullerton. She's the Minister of Long-Term Care. And also David Williams, Dr. David Williams, who is our Chief Medical Officer of Health as well. So we'll have that for you here at 1 p.m. on Special Reports today. Also, we'll be carrying two different things Trudeau's doing today. The first one is he's going to be speaking with the Secretary General of the United Nations as well as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. We'll have that for you at 11:30 a.m. this morning. And then at 2 p.m. we'll have a question period for you today. And today's question period, Justin Trudeau will be there for. So make sure you come back at 11:30 a.m. for Trudeau's conference with the United Nations, 1 o'clock for Doug Ford, and 2 o'clock question period with Justin Trudeau participating.
Wow, we got lots going on.
We got lots going on. Yeah, we're going to be starting to carry a lot more of these press conferences, Parliament stuff, American Congress stuff, Michigan Congress, and so on. So we're going to be carrying all of that sort of stuff going forward, particularly starting next week with First Local. So you see a lot more stuff on during the day that's news related. So
that's right.
Speaking of news related, last night, City Council meeting. Okay, there's three big things last night at Council.
Including a stop sign.
Including a stop sign that the mayor voted against. Okay, right by a school. But we'll get to that after we talk about the Civic Center. First off, we're going to talk about the Civic Center. Let's just talk about more money being spent on areas to try and revitalize them. Think Gore Street. Okay, so the City Council was thrilled to see the designs last night from the engineering firm Brooke McElroy, and they voted on it to move forward. They did have some concerns during the questioning of it for the engineering firm. The main ones were vandalism. How much is going to sort of cost to keep it running on a yearly basis? You know, what's the funding going to be, and some other of the design features of it, and so on. So they tried to use the St. Mary's River as the inspiration for that Civic Plaza. It was passed unanimously, so everybody voted for it. And so there will be also some public consultations coming up about it as well. So the public can have their input. So you can check out the online for that. We'll post it once we know the dates and times. And it's projected to cost about $6.5 million, give or take. Now, obviously, with anything, you know, they could dig into the ground and be like, oops, no, this is going to cost way more. So they are exploring the funding options for it and how they are going to be able to fund this project as well.
Well, $400,000 that just went to a property. Anyways.
Speaking of Mayor Provenzano, last night in the most hotly contested evening of the evening was whether or not to move a yield sign back 5 feet or replace it with a stop sign. And this is at Illinois and Texas Avenue. This is right up the street from Holy Cross School. And obviously this is used by students as they walk to school every day. So they voted to remove the yield sign, and then they wanted to replace it with a stop sign. So at this point, there's nothing. They're taking the yield sign out of the ground, okay? So no yield sign right now. It's back to just being a street, and it goes right through and right around the corner. They then voted on whether to put a stop sign in. to replace the non-existent yield sign now that the yield sign's been gone. And Mayor Provenzano voted against the stop sign after knowing that there is not going to be a yield sign there anymore. Great job, Provenzano. We'll be contacting your office for comment about that one today. And finally, also the property that's located out on 4th Line, it has a hold on it. It's for aggregate use. The hold's been taken off, and Avery Construction will be able to apply for the permits to open it as well. The one concern there, though, is it's near our water source.
Right.
So the permitting process for that with environmental stuff and so on is going to take some while. So
yeah, well, so
what
there
else
you
we
go.
got?
There'll be more stuff on council through once Dan gets some more stories up. But we have some news on a Weirs Township man's death is under investigation. On Saturday, September 26, 2020, at approximately 2:32 p.m., members from the East Algoma detachment of the OPP, OPP ERT, and OPP K9 responded to a report of an overturned boat on Sawbill Lake, south of Peshu Lake Road in Root Township. Investigation determined a group of 6 fishermen paired up and launched 2 canoes and a 12-foot aluminum boat on Sawbill Lake. A short time later, the 12-foot aluminum boat tipped to the side and both occupants slipped into the water. One of the occupants of the boat made it to shore, but the other occupant was not located. So on Sunday, September 27th, the OPP Underwater Search and Recovery Unit and the OPP Aviation Services helicopter searched the lake and recovered Manfred Reinholtz, age 62, from Weirs Township, who was pronounced dead at the scene. A post-mortem examination is expected to take place in Sault Ste. Marie on October 5th, 2020, and the investigation is ongoing under the direction of the Office of the Chief Coroner and Ontario Forensic Pathology Service. So our condolences to the family too, and unfortunate accident.
Yeah. And yesterday we had a spike in COVID-19 cases. We had 700 new cases recorded yesterday and 1 death from the illness. 344 of those cases, though, were in Toronto. So basically half the cases were in Toronto, 104 in Peel Region, which is basically Mississauga, Brampton, which is also connected to Toronto, and 56 in York Region, which is just north of Toronto, and then 89 in Ottawa. 60% of the cases were in people under the age of 40. That's a trend we've been seeing now for about 9-10 weeks. And they're also reporting that there's at least 27 students in public schools across the province who have tested positive for COVID-19. And now it brings the total to 224 schools with either a staff member, whether it's a janitor, administrator, teacher. 224 of our public schools have at least 1 reported COVID-19 case. And just for reference, we have 4,828 public schools across the entire province.
Yeah, so good perspective there. All right, we're going to continue on with more police news. Man has been charged with break and enter. On September 26th, officers with patrol services arrested 36-year-old Ryan St. John for break and enter. It is alleged at 9:10 a.m. the accused entered a residence in the 100 block of Breton Road. He was confronted by the victim and fled the area. The victim contacted police and the accused was located a short time later. So he was arrested and charged with break and enter. He is scheduled to appear in court on November 9th, 2020.
Awesome.
Lots going on with the police.
Another break and enter.
Yeah, break and enter.
Moving along. Alrighty. Yesterday it was announced that there's a new program to help businesses in Northern Ontario deal with COVID-19. It's a short-term recovery program. It's called the Northern Ontario Recovery Program, aptly named. And it's to help the businesses meet COVID-19 health guidelines put out by their public health units and so on, as well as social distancing, PPE, all that stuff. And here's, you can apply for assistance for the following different types of projects. Building renovations and new constructions, customer and employee safety installations. So for example, like those plastic shields you see in the grocery store. Equipment purchases such as personal protective equipment, so that's face masks, the face shields, things like that. Marketing for new business initiatives. For example, let's say like one of the places here locally, when COVID-19 happened, they switched their business model, started making hand sanitizer.
That's right.
Things like that. If you did that, they'll give you money to market the fact that, oh, we're now making hand sanitizer here in Ontario, so you're not buying hand sanitizer from someplace else. Smart move.
Right.
And then also restructuring your business operations, depending on how COVID-19 has obviously impacted your business. So you can do that, and the applications are start on October the 1st, and you have until the end of the year, the 31st, to apply for that program. So if you're a business owner, I would check it out. Check SiouxOnline.com. where you can find out all the information, because there's a lot more detailed information on our site about that.
Absolutely. So make sure you check
That was just
out.
the tease for that one. So if you're a business owner, go to suonline.com and click on the Ontario Launches Recovery for Northern Ontario Business COVID-19.
Yes. And plus all our stories are up there. That
Yeah,
you can
everything
read.
we talk about here is on our website as well. Yeah.
You know how I've been joking over the last 3 weeks to a month that we might see a snowstorm in the beginning of October. Well, I'm probably not accurate on the fact that it's going to be a blizzard, but we are in our region potentially going to see snow on Friday. And yes, it's right here on the sheet. October brings snow. So a trough of cold air is going to bring late week snow for the north, and on the map, kind of Sault Ste. Marie, we're kind of on the edge of that. So we are going to get down to about 1 degree on Friday night if everything pans out to be the way it is, with some
Well, we
rain.
set a record the other Friday night at minus 2.2 Celsius.
So we could see some wet flurries. Producer Mike is buying a snowblower. So
it's his fault.
It's his fault.
It's
he
his
jinxed
fault,
it.
yeah.
He wants to, he wants the snowblower.
Mr. I want to be ready for the snow.
Yeah. So if you are up in Thunder Bay, Long Lac, Timmins, Kenora area, you may see some snow. And if you are in Southern Ontario, watch out for water spouts, because there's a risk for that. So we're going to look at our
Water spouts. Those are awesome. I saw a video of a water spout in Myrtle Beach the other day.
Yeah,
It came right up onto the beach.
And the Great
was-
Lakes have had lots this summer too. So
You see them all the time in Miami. They come in and then they just die when they hit the land.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have a water spout? No, we don't.
No water spouts this morning.
No, it didn't come out and take City Hall out, but we do see the pavilion there, and it is a little cloudy and gloomy out. We're not going to see too exciting of a day today, but the temperatures are still a little bit up there before we start the cooling trend. I'll have the details, 3-day weather, regional temperatures, all coming up after the break. Our weather is brought to you by Northern Lights Detailing, and our camera there that you're looking at is sponsored by wirelesscom.ca. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
At the Canadian Cancer Society, we will never stop supporting those affected by breast cancer through research, our helpline, and being there when you need us. Join us and never stop running.
Even though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day, time, or issue.
We're here to help.
And good morning and welcome back to Special Report, Tuesday, September 29th, just about at the end of the month. Hope everybody is enjoying their morning. Just a couple Facebook shout outs and Chris will get to some more after the next break. Good morning to Riley. Colette is obviously watching, and actually Colette made a comment about my 1 degree. I'm going to go on vacation instead. No, we want to see you back. So no vacation just yet. I'll change the forecast somehow. I'll make it work. And good morning to Tammy as well. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for sharing the show. We're up to like 17 or 18 shares. And oh, look at this. My radar is moving. Yes, we've got the low pressure system here that's moved through. This is the system that we saw yesterday, and it brought rain. The rain stopped at about, I'd say 2 in the morning it did. And as you can see right here, we do have some pockets of showers though, however, that are still moving through here on the radar. Okay, now we're going to look at the jet stream, which also has moved a little bit. Yesterday we were right over, the jet stream was right over us. So as you can see, it has pushed this way. This is the low up here that you just saw on the radar. This is the cool air that's moving down, and this is going to bring in that change over the weekend. This is that hot, dry, warm air over here in the west in the US. And then obviously down here we have some systems as well. However, this is what you may see with the Great Lakes. We may see a little bit of an effect, like a lake effect shower, when this air pushes down, this cool air. So do keep that in mind, but we are still sitting above seasonal right now. So enjoy that while you can. Alrighty, so our expected highs for the region. By the way, next week when we start First Local, we'll be including American cities there as well as we expand our Michigan coverage. So we will have those there. Thunder Bay, you're looking at 13 today, 12 in Wawa, 14 in Timmins, 16 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 15 in Elliott Lake and Sudbury. Those lows overnight, 6 in Thunder Bay, 9 in Wawa, 8 in Timmins, 11 here in Sault Ste. Marie, and 9s in Elliott Lake and Sudbury. Looking at the temperatures, we're currently sitting at 11. We're looking at a mix of sun and cloud today. We have a 30% chance of showers, changing to 70% as we get into the afternoon, which is why I did leave the sun icon up there with the clouds. Winds are going to be west, 20 kilometers, gusting to 40, so it will be breezy. And we will see a high of 16 and a low of 11 overnight with some showers. It's going to feel like 15 with that wind today. And looking at Wednesday, showers, risk of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, windy once again, and overnight cloudy with a 60% chance of showers, low of 10. Thursday, things are starting to cool down, cloudy with a 60% chance of showers, both the day and overnight. A low of 2 on Thursday night. And here we go for Friday. We cool right down, only a 40% chance of showers, high of 8 and a low of 1 on Friday night. So this is the night that we could, if we see some precipitation, we're getting pretty close there to the freezing mark. So you do keep that in mind, and there may be frost warnings as well. So watch your plants, but we will keep you updated for that. So make sure you go to SiouxOnline.com, stay updated on all our stories. Check it out during the break if you want for a couple of minutes, and make sure you like our Facebook page. Chris and I will be back. We got lots more local news coming up right after the break. And thank you again to Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring our weather. We'll be right back.
The Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
It's important to know what's going on in your backyard, whether it be the weather, or if the buses are running or school's canceled. And as a mother of 2, local news means the world to me. That's why I'm privileged to work at On TV and come every day and provide you with the local news.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. grateful for everything that the family 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
And welcome back to Special Report for Tuesday, September the 29th. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you to KC Securities for your sponsorship. Thank you to Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring the weather. And also thank you to Wireless Com for those beautiful pictures of the downtown we get to see every single day. As mentioned earlier, all our stories that we talk about here on Special Report are available on Sioux Online in more in depth. So make sure you check that out. That is our sister digital news site. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. As well as you can watch us on Roku and your Amazon Fire. Alrighty, what do we got going on in more criminal stuff?
We've got more
criminals were busy yesterday.
News. Yes. Now there's been a woman charged with dangerous operation of a vehicle. On September 25th, 2020, officers with patrol services arrested 29-year-old Caitlin Coates for dangerous operation. On the 24th of September, the officers conducted a traffic stop of the vehicle at the intersection of Douglas Street and 6th Avenue for having an expired validation tag. Upon approaching the vehicle, officers learned the driver was accused and she is a suspended driver. At this time, officers requested she turn off the vehicle. She refused to do so and fled the area, driving the vehicle through a closed section of roadway and risking injury to people working in the area. No physical injuries have been reported as a result of the incident. She was located on the 25th of September and arrested, and she has been charged with dangerous operation and will appear in court on November 2nd, 2020. And continuing on, we have some mischief news on Whitefish Island. Crime Stoppers and the Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario Provincial Police, along with Batchewana First Nation Police, are requesting your assistance in identifying suspects involved in an incident of mischief. September 9th, 2020, unknown suspects attended Whitefish Island, a National Historic Site, spray painted numerous garbage cans, bridges, and other historic buildings throughout the island. If you can identify the suspects and your tip leads to an arrest, you may be eligible for a cash reward. Call Crime Stoppers at 705-942-7867. You can also click the Submit a Tip button found on our website or go to SiouxCrimeStoppers.com. And Crime Stoppers is brought to you by KC Security as well.
Yes, and Sioux Online, your source for Sioux sports, and also we've got some national sports as well. Okay, locally, the Lake Superior State University Lakers basketball team, they're a winter sport, but right now the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference has canceled all fall sports. Right. So they may or may not be playing their season this year. However, they're asking you to go to their Twitter account. You just look up Lake Superior State basketball team, and they have 3 different uniform and shoe combinations for you to vote on there. So if you want to do that, you can just go to their Twitter account, and all 3 options are there, and you can vote for what will be their shoe color and uniform this year. And you have until noon today to vote for that.
Wow, good. So make sure you do that. Yep. The Tampa Bay Lightning are the Stanley Cup champions after winning 2-0 versus the Dallas Stars yesterday. They have won the series 4-2. This is their first win since 2004 for the Stanley Cup. So congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on your win.
Yes, congratulations to a city that doesn't even have ice naturally. The NFL played last night, Monday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens 34-20. So we'll see how it goes, but the Chiefs are well on their way to going on for another Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the Jays play today at 1 p.m. or at 5 p.m. Game 1 AL wildcard game. So we'll be right back after this break with your 7-day weather.
a message from the Government of Canada.
It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters, and Joe was always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
Canada United is a movement to show local businesses some love. Right now, they could use our support more than ever. So we're asking Canadians to buy local and spread the word. And every time you watch our videos or like our posts, we'll contribute 5 cents to small business relief, starting with this video. So keep watching and tell your friends, because buying local can make a big impact. And small actions can too. Canada United. Together we can make a difference.
And good morning, welcome back to Special Report, just after 8:26 here on September 29th, Tuesday. So, looking at your 7-day forecast, it's kind of changed a little bit, and we don't have all rain coming up over the next 7 days, but we do have a chance of a thunderstorm Wednesday and some showers on Thursday. Temperatures declined by Friday, and then we kind of bump back up a little bit. We're in double digits as we go through the weekend. Monday we'll see a mix of sun and cloud, and then Tuesday up to 14 with some clouds and overcast. Overnight lows, though, are going to go down from 10 on Wednesday down to 1 by Friday night, then slowly creep back up to 9 degrees on Tuesday. Weather is brought to you by Northern Lights Detailing at 632 Great Northern Road. Make sure you go check them out. They have a referral program too there, $5 for every person you refer. And our weather watcher today, Chris is going to recognize this photo. It was sent in by Juliana. And this is at Hiawatha, so that's beautiful. You guys got to Hiawatha on the weekend there and got to see the nice colors.
She stole my photo. I took that. She said, "Hey, send me the photos." I did.
I was like,
and
"Oh, I got an email."
Yeah,
like,
Then she sent it.
Yeah, so
trying to take credit for my photography.
So if you have a photo or video weather related, send it to ontvweather@gmail.com. Include your name and location. It goes up here on the show as well as on SiouxOnline.com every morning at 6 a.m. as well as our social media.
Yeah, and traffic update for you. If you're in Sault Ste. Marie in the Michigan side, the I-75 Business Spur lane is closed. Part of it. The northbound lane is closed from 16th Avenue to north of 15th Avenue. It'll be closed until October the 2nd. That's most likely because they're doing an environmental cleanup just off the road there. So if you are going through that area, you might want to take a slight detour.
Yeah.
Also, we have the Prime Minister coming up twice today. We're going to have him at 11:30. He's going to be on with the Secretary General of the United Nations as well as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And then we'll also be carrying question period at 2 p.m. today with Justin Trudeau, who will be in question period. So I'm sure that the opposition parties will have many questions for him, particularly now as it looks like we may or may go back to stage 2 in different parts of the country as well. And what does the government have planned for that? So we'll see what Trudeau has to say about that today.
Yeah.
Yesterday, obviously, Doug Ford was very concerned with the spike of COVID-19 cases up to 700. Now, keeping in mind that's only a single day, it could have been a big blip. They also tested...
And the weekends, right? It was always on Monday.
Sometimes on the weekends, you have delayed, and they weren't very specific if there was any of those cases that were actually from previous days, too.
Right.
Because we also know that some hospitals don't report their hospitalizations on weekends. They only report it Tuesday to Friday.
Right.
So the numbers can move around a bit. So... we still had 700 cases. It's obviously something to be concerned about, but who knows, we could pop down to 300 again today, or we could be at 700 again today. We don't know. We've seen the cases really pop around, particularly in the last 10 days or so. They've been all over the place from the high 200s all the way up to 700, all within the last basically 10 days. So we'll see what goes on there. With Doug Ford at 1 p.m., we'll carry his press conference with Christine Elliott, as well as Dr. Mary Lee Fullerton, who's the Minister of Long-Term Care, and Dr. David Williams, who's our Chief Medical Officer of Health. We'll see you back here at 1 p.m. for Special Report, but we'll come back at 11:30 for Trudeau.
See you then.